Welcome back, everybody. We are back in the cargo trailer conversion. Today, my main goal is to get the water heater 100% functional, installed in a hopefully permanent location. I've measured a bazillion times. I marked everything out yesterday, came back this morning, and got fresh eyes on it because you only get one chance at cutting through this wall. I'm going to weld my cross braces in before I cut the hole. The next camping trip is fully off-grid in 8 days. So I've got a list. I'm not going to tell you what that list is because the list never gets done. We've camped in this on 2 trips already. Everything's fine. But we want to increase the luxury portion, and hot water is going to be one of them. My wife says she wants walls, and for a bonus, a door. Who needs doors on a bathroom? I got 4 more windows to put in. That would be nice. Get a lot more cross ventilation in here at nighttime. I've got a whole nother roof vent that would be really nice to be put in here. Right here is where the hole's got to go. It's all marked out, triple checked. I'm going to slide it in the hole. This is not permanent yet. I still got to glue some blocking on this side here. I'm going to glue along this edge and this edge here and do a little more welding. But before I do that, I got to see if this thing fits. There's blocking that go right underneath it and support this back half. It doesn't just rest like that. So I got to screw some blocks right along like that kind of cradle this thing up, and then a strap goes over the top of it. I'm going to be using Sikaflex 252. This is some fancy adhesive to squirt in around these little framing members I put in. It's probably not necessary, but it can't hurt either. So this is the shower sump box that did not work. So first of all, the box. It is clear this wasn't designed for this. They just repurposed another Chinese box, drilled some holes in it. The bubbles all flowed out from the soap. This here did not make a watertight seal. Not sure why. It looks like it should, but it didn't. One thing I did like is these filters here. All you got to do is pop this filter off, and you can filter out the water going in. Real easy to clean the filter. I haven't seen this design on anything else, but still, if it doesn't pump, it's all worthless. This is the float. Looks like it rides up and down just in there, and it was getting stuck in the down position and not floating up for some reason and kicking on. Anyways, this is going back, and I've got a replacement. It is another Chinese version. Here's the new one. This box is purpose-built. These are molded into this box. So Seaflow at least has their own box, and they have their own branded bilge pump. This does have a float in it, and it works a little bit differently. And it seemed like it was smoother because I did pull this out, pulled the bottom basket off, and operated it, and it was definitely smoother than the other one. So I'm hopeful that I will have less failure to pump via the float with this version. I just turned it on. We're going to see. Looks like I got the wires hooked up right. I'm going to let this run for, I don't know, a little while here, maybe 10-15 pumps, and see if there are any failures with that float. The last shower sump box had a completely different design. It still used a float, but it was getting stuck in the down position and not turning on. So we're gonna see how this one does. Now this does not have any bubbles in it or soap scum buildup yet. So we're just gonna observe. Here's where the leak is. Right there at that corner. Do you see how that's all kind of jacked up? This angle here, it's because this end is plastic welded to the sides and the top and the bottom. This is like a cap. And I don't know, it's a very, very little leak. You can see the water stain there. But I'm going to pull it out, get my eyes on it. So what we got here is some soapy water. I got a feeling it's right here on this corner. It just looked suspect. I'm hopeful that it was the threads, and I don't see bubbles anywhere. Okay, give us some air. Okay, that's enough.
See any bubbles?
I don't see any bubbles.
So there is no hole?
I mean, it was the tiniest of holes, because that was holding water for weeks and only dripped a little bit out. You may need a little more air pressure. Okay. Okay, that's good. There is a chance that it was those threads. They did not have any pipe dope on them. Here is the butyl tape all in place. And I'm just going to push it in and start putting my self-tapping screws all around it. Water heater is in, except for a strap. Hot water going out, cold water going in. Put a whole bunch of shutoffs and drains to isolate both tanks, to be able to drain the tanks. Right now, I just glued this backing in, and that is for this, the water fill. Once, I'll probably put that in tomorrow. Got this contraption that attaches to that, goes right there, and I can select which tank to fill up or not fill up, or I can fill one certain amount. Now 4 days out from our off-grid trip, and this place still looks kind of like a mess. Got a long way to go in the next 4 days. Got the hole drilled for water fill. I still need to strap this down, and I want to switch this connector out for one of these. These do not fit the back the way they should. Coming up here, got to get these kids some airflow. This is a window, and this foam is glued to the exterior siding. And I've test fit the window into the hole, make sure it fit, and then I drilled little holes around the corners on both of them. So I'm getting ready to cut these holes out and get these windows all butyl taped up and clamped in. There's a clamping ring, this right here, and hopefully it works. We'll find out soon if it works or not. So my confidence in these window installations is growing. I hope it doesn't come back to bite me. I'm going to be cutting this one from the inside. I used a template to cut the foam out. And this is glued with that fancy Sikaflex. And now I'm going to drill a hole and cut this out from the inside with a jigsaw and pop that window in. When I go to finish this out, I'll be making a wood frame that goes around these and pretty much covers over them. And then there'll be whatever wall covering I put that goes up to that frame. Another update. Tanks are full. That leak is gone for now. I did swap out that elbow. That was pretty cool. I did fill up from here. I got a feeling this is a little fragile. Going down washboard roads. This is my new updated 12 volt control panel. This is a Blue Eddy 50 amp 12 volt output. Goes into the breaker. Goes into this 8-gang 12 volt remotely switched fuse box. Do not have this hooked up to propane. It's going to be operated off of a battery or the generator. Bring in the generator just in case. I'll explain some unfortunate news a little later when we get up there, start testing this out. This is our refrigeration for the trip. Still don't have my big refrigerator. Tomorrow is Sunday, the day before we leave. I got to insulate here. I have to have at least one layer of insulation everywhere. It's quite the picture there. So we made it, and the camper did not shake apart. Mini split still on the front. Mini split is still on the wall. And I just fired it up. I'm just doing a test run on things. Off grid, there's no, even though there's power lines here, there's no electricity. So I got the Champion generator running, and we're just gonna see if it would run the air conditioner. I'm pretty sure it will. Polly's right there. This is her last camping trip. Large cell lymphoma. She's pretty much down to her last few days. Maybe 7 days, maybe 2 weeks. We're not sure. If she feels up to it, she can chase some chipmunks. Kids are in the water. Well, the mini split did kick on. Got the generator running. It's not that loud. I could run this probably off of my little Honda. Blue Eddy right there. That's going to give us all of our 12 volt power. Got our refrigerators running here. We got cold air. Oh, it feels so good. Water tanks held in place good. That one is still strapped. Halfway down the dirt road, I did come and check on it, and this had slipped off the back, so I snugged that up. We got a torrential downpour. I don't have my awning installed yet, so I grabbed that thing from Lowe's. Polly's inside. Kids are inside. Windows are looking good. No leaks so far. Electric vents work perfect. They have rain sensors on them. How are these windows doing? Windows looking good. How's your window doing?
Good.
Good. Set it down on low. Slow cooking the hot dogs.